Hi, this is Bill with Ola Greens, and I wanted to do a quick video today to show everyone the on-demand hot water system that I've set up for my greenhouse this year. It's a little bit late in the season, I understand, for maybe tackling a project like this, but there's still a few cold months left, and maybe this is a good way to heat your aquaponic system or your greenhouse, and it's really worked well for me this year. It really comes down to just three simple parts. You have the hot water heater that takes the cold water and heats it, the pump that circulates the water through the system and back into your aquaponics or your sump tank setup, and then the thermostat that monitors the temperature and tells the system to engage. So the way this works is the thermostat is set to a particular temperature. Right now I'm keeping about 63 degrees. It doesn't draw too much power. It doesn't, keeps the fish at a decent temperature where they're still active and providing the nutrients for the system. So when it drops down below that specified temperature, it turns this pump on. This pump pulls water out of the sump tank, pushes it up to the hot water heater, where that hot water heater, once it senses that water pressure, which is about, needs a minimum of 20 psi, it turns on. It's a propane hot water heater. That pump pushes that water, it turns this on, heats the water, and simply returns it right back to the sump. This comes on, and it runs, I'd say, once it drops below that temperature, it takes probably about, maybe about 5 minutes to bring the whole system back up to temperature. But it works really well. It's a real simple system. I recently kind of rebuilt mine and put it on this frame that once the season is done, I can just take the whole thing out of here when I don't need it anymore. And it really works well to keep that temperature without really taking up too much gas. I mean, it's going to cost you a little bit, but in the past years, I've used electric. I started out with something simple like this. Is a 1500 watt hot water heater. It just runs on 110, just plugs into a standard outlet. But considering that I run the whole greenhouse, the pumps, the air pumps, everything off basically an extension cord over to the house, this is drawing a lot of power, drawing a lot of current, and I was just a little concerned that maybe it was really drawing maybe a little too much to be safe. Plus it was a little bit small too. I have two of the IBC tanks back there, plus all the grow beds and some of the float beds over here. It seemed to be a little too much, and it was kind of basically running almost 24 hours a day to keep the temperature going. But for a smaller system, this would do nicely, and I'm actually going to be using this in my breeding tank that I have inside my garage. The parts are pretty simple to get. Everything actually I got off of Amazon. So this is an EcoTemp L5 hot water heater, on-demand hot water heater. It comes on Amazon. You can get it for anywhere from like $95 to $105. So you just watch out for the prices. They sometimes drop down to that price. This is a SureFlow 2088 pump. I got the 110 version. I threw a plug on here in order to just put a simple 110 plug. It just comes with the hot, neutral, and ground wires, and I just threw a plug on it so that I could plug into the third device, which is the thermostat. This is an Inkbird monitor. This actually will do heating and cooling, but in my case, I'm just going heating. You set the temperature on here. You actually even set the differential. So in this case, I have it set to 63 degrees. So I have a 2-degree differential. That means it won't actually kick on right when it drops below 63. It has to go down to 61 degrees in order to turn the system on and get it back up to the 63 degrees. I do that so it's not constantly turning on and off throughout the day. But it's been a real nice system. I'll try and throw some of these links on Amazon, but they're really easy to find. I think I did this because in the past, like I said, I've heated the water with something small, and then when it got really cold, like down in the 30s like it was last night, I had a space heater, but it really wasn't doing anything. It was just heating the ambient air, and I was losing a lot of it through the plastic. So I felt like heating the water and keeping those temperatures was a better way. It really, even on the coldest days, it'll keep the ambient temperature in here a good anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above outside. Even right now, it's about 40, I think it said about 46, 48 degrees, something like that last time I checked. And right now it's about 90 degrees in here. And obviously that's a lot of the sun, but the reason is it's also not starting at such a cold temperature because through the night, that water keeps nice and warm and keeps everything doing really well. It's been really effective. I really like that I put it on this wooden frame now. Like I said, I can take it out of here when I'm done. But if you have any questions about it, just let me know and I can walk you through really what the steps are. But it really just comes down to these three pieces of equipment, and it works like a charm. All right, thanks for checking out the videos, and subscribe and come back for more. Thanks.